Welcome to the Mother-Daughter Empower podcast, a show that provides moms with the tips, tools, and resources that they need to raise the next generation of empowered girls. I'm your host, Tara Filto. Now let's get started. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Mother-Daughter Empower show. I am very excited for today's guest. Today we have Amy. She is a mom, an art teacher, certified parent coach, artist, and the founder of Amy's Art Palette. Welcome to the show, Amy. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yes. Well, we're so happy to have you here. We actually met, I'm going to say like about a month ago. It happened super organically online. We got in touch and had such a wonderful conversation that we had to have you back on the Mother-Daughter Empowerment Show. So excited to have you here today. I want to dive right in. I want you to tell our viewers a little bit more about Amy's Art Palette. And I know that you have a wonderful project that is going to be launching very shortly on April the 18th, the Duo project. So let's just dive right in. Can you tell us more about how Amy's Art Palette came to life and the story behind it?
Sure. Yes. Thank you. So Amy's Art Palette, I created that name because years ago, before I even had this online presence, because I was an art teacher. I think once an art teacher, always an art teacher. Yes, and yes. I have a studio here at my house, a very small one. And in the summers, I would create, I would have summer camps, very small summer camps. So that's where Amy's Art Palette came to be. And then I've just held on to that name. And a couple of years ago, I saw this opportunity where I could have an online membership. So I used Amy's Art Palette as the umbrella to create the product of the Mother-Daughter Art Project, which is now this month is in its 22nd month of sending boxes.
Beautiful.
To mothers and daughters for connection. And in the box, I send art supplies for a specific crafty project, not something you have to draw or feel like you're an artist, but something just as the pathway for the connection to happen, to sit down together as a mother-daughter pair, to create the space and lean in and enjoy the moment of being together. And while that art project is happening, every month has a different theme for connection. And I provide questions for the daughter to initiate the conversation. And excuse me. And the daughter asking the questions provides so many benefits. It allows the daughter to become more and more comfortable asking her mom questions. And it allows the mom to share with her daughter her thoughts. Even if the daughter may know the answer to the question, you never know what's going to come up in that one moment. Yes. And the questions, they start out easy and they get more and more authentic and intimate within that one topic. For example, like, so if it was friendship,
yeah,
like, mom, tell me about some friends you had when you were my age. And then 5 to 7 questions later is like, mom, did you ever have to end a friendship and how did you do it?
I love it. It's such important questions, and it really opens up that dialogue to create connection. And I think that's where, when we originally met and spoke, I was like, wow, our values were so intertwined, because at Mother-Daughter Empower, we're all about really creating that space and time to truly connect and communicate. And I think that that's exactly what your project does. It really brings mothers and daughters together, setting aside that half an hour, whatever that looks like. And they actually have the guidance in front of them to be able to open up that communication and connection, which is absolutely beautiful. And for the viewers or listeners that are attending this year's Mother-Daughter Empowerment Conference, I'm super excited to announce that Amy's company will be with us as a virtual vendor. So you guys will get to know more about the project as well in there. And Amy, can you tell us a little bit more now about the Duet project that is launching at an extremely affordable price, which I love as well. Tell me how that came about and how it's about to launch shortly.
Thank you. Yes. So I saw the impact that the Mother-Daughter Art Project was having on the mother-daughter pairs, all the feedback that I've gotten from my members. And one woman recently said, to me. She said, your intention of what you want to happen between mothers and daughters is happening in my family with my daughter. I mean, it was like so succinct and so powerful. And I just have heard that from others. And I
That's
thought, well,
incredible.
it makes my heart like swell with um gratitude, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then
Absolutely.
I had a woman in London said, will you send me a box? Will you send them to England? And I'm like, it seems so complicated to me because I
Yeah.
do everything myself, curate and ship.
Yep.
And then a woman, my friend, she said, oh, I love what you're doing and I'd love to do it with my son. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I had a woman doing it with her senior mom. And I'm like, there's a way to impact more pairs of people. So I created an online version of the content that's in the box called the Duet Project. And it walks you through the entire content of every month. So I provide like setting the intention for your time together and your connection. I started a podcast about the theme every month so that it's a link to a podcast. There's a video of a time-lapse video that I create the project to give more tips and really show like how to do something. There's written instructions, and then the part that you really want are the questions. So I even expand and give more questions for the younger person. It doesn't have to be only mother-daughter now. It could be a grandparent and a grandchild. It could be roommates. It's for any pair of people who want to connect on a deeper level, regardless of gender identity, age, relationship, or location. So Tara, if you and I wanted to get to know each other better,
Yeah.
we could do this.
That's wonderful. So you could actually even do it on a Zoom call. If you wanted to connect with somebody that was, somewhere else that you couldn't be there in person, this is a wonderful opportunity to still participate. And I was very, very lucky that before the recording, I got a little sneak peek and it looks absolutely wonderful. You and your team have done such a great job putting that together. And I think it's going to benefit so many duos out there that truly want to connect, and it just really provides them with the tools to do that. I love it. I love it.
Thank you. I provide so where the art project comes in, I give a list of art supplies to go get. They're simple art supplies and nothing is too complicated. I taught elementary school art. So if we just remember that, and I create very accessible things, and there's always meaning behind it. So I love this project that I sent this month. It's a tapestry,
Very nice
tapestry. So that there's always a trade going on. So the daughter would do two, the mom would do two, and then they would trade, and they would a little bit of each other. And I encourage them to use old clothing or sheets also to weave into their tapestry memories from today, so that they look back, in the future, they can look back to this time and say, oh, I remember that shirt. Excuse me. I remember that shirt, something like that.
Yeah. And I love that a lot of these art projects, you can incorporate recycled materials. A lot of these items, we already have them around the house. And if you don't, they're items that you can easily access. So again, this is really something that anyone can do. You don't need to be an artist at all to participate in these projects, which is wonderful.
So oftentimes I get the feedback, well, I'm not an artist. And like my sisters, they don't feel like they're artists, but every time we go away, they say, Amy, did you bring the art project? And I do, and I bring it.
Yeah.
And when people say I'm not an artist, to me, what I say back to them is, then you haven't spent any time doing art with me.
And tell us, can you dive a little bit deeper? What does that mean?
For me, the art is really just a way for yourself. I really bring the non-judgment to the experience. Yes. And if you're enjoying painting or weaving or doing collage, if you're enjoying it, and that is what's most important, and it doesn't matter what other people feel or like about it. I used to teach my students. So we'd go into an imaginary museum and we'd see like all the different types of realistic paintings and abstract, and the the sculptures. We imagine all those different types, and there's some that I really am drawn to and attracted to, and it could be that someone really doesn't like that at the same time as much as I love it.
Yeah.
So it really, that's why there's so many different kinds of art and so many ways to be an artist, not
love
just
that.
one way. And I can't draw.
I love that. There's no right way, right? There's no right.
There's no right way. And people often feel that if they can't draw, then they're not artists. I don't believe. Like, isn't this beautiful? This is one of the projects. This is with alcohol ink on little tiles on a custom frame. And so there's no way to get this quote unquote wrong, right?
Yeah.
You just enjoy the colors and the flow of it.
Yeah, it's a process, right? It's enjoying the journey of creating the art as well.
Absolutely.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, Amy, can you tell us now? So the big day is April the 18th, correct? That this launches.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So for our listeners and our viewers that want to access this project, how can they do that?
So they go to my website, amysartpalette.com. It's Amy's Art Palette with 1 L and 2 T's.
Okay.
And I'm actually working today after our call to get everything all set up for my sales page. The Duet project, no matter when you find it, you're always going to start in chapter 1. Okay. And it's all about knowing our needs. And you sign up, it's $18 a month. So I wanted to make it very accessible. It also opens on April 18th, and it will always be open. Once it opens, it's never going to close. So if you find it in April, great, you'll get chapter 1. And if you find it in September, great, you'll get chapter 1. And then you'll just move through the program of it. And it's 18 is an important number for me. 18 in Jewish, it means life. And so I really wanted to make it meaningful and accessible for everyone to be able to participate.
Beautiful. And it really is accessible. I think that this project is really going to help so many people connect. And I cannot thank you enough. I'm so grateful that we randomly again connected virtually, because I really was excited to share your project with our audience. And I'm also very excited to announce that Amy is going to be offering a workshop to our mothers and daughters over the next few months. So please stay tuned, because we're going to be launching a date for you guys shortly. And we're so grateful to have you again, Amy. We're going to add all of your website and your contact links in our show notes. But before we leave virtually online, is there anything else you want to share? Or how can our viewers reach you if they want to just contact you directly?
So my website, you can send me a message through my website. I also have a Facebook of Amy's Art Palette. It's the same, 1 L 2 T's. And I'm on Instagram, Amy's Art Palette. It's all about Amy's Art Palette. And within that umbrella, you can find me. Really, it's just me. So you can, if you find that, you're finding me. And I love connection and meeting new people. So if you have a question, you want to hop on a call, any of that, I am so open to like meeting people. And I am so grateful that you and I really met in the comments of somebody else's.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, I just felt the energy of drawn to you, and you responded back to me. And I was like, it's not often that you find someone that is so aligned in your values and your mission of connection, and especially with mothers and daughters, and you have daughters. And
yes,
one day, I'm going to come and be an in-person vendor.
Yes. We'll have to have you. For those that are listening, we didn't mention that, but Amy's all the way in California, and we're over here in Canada. So, hopefully over the next year or so, we'll get to meet somehow in person. That would be wonderful. And yeah, we connected so authentically online. It truly was meant to be, because somebody had posted something and we had connected it underneath somebody else's post in the chat. So how random was that, right? But I'm so, so grateful. And it's so true. Our missions and visions are so in alignment. And I know that your project is going to impact so many, and we're very grateful that you're going to be able to impact the mothers and daughters in our community as well. So once again, thank you so much for being with us today. I'm going to connect everyone with your links in the show notes. So thanks again, and have a wonderful day. We look forward to having you back for the workshop shortly.
Anytime. I'm very excited about it. I have ideas already running in my head to make it easy for the mothers and daughters at home to get the supplies for the workshop.
Awesome. So stay tuned, everyone who's watching and listening. You guys will be able to access that workshop over the next few months. Thanks again, Amy, for being on the Mother Daughter Empowerment Show, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much.
Bye for now. Thank you so much for listening to today's show. Don't forget to sign up for our free monthly Mother-Daughter membership, which gives you instant access to our members-only Facebook group, monthly empowerment toolkit, and much more. Sign up today by visiting www.motherdaughterempower.ca. See you soon.